Acts chapter 5, verse 40 through 42. And to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yeshua, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple and in every house, they ceased not to teach and preach Yeshua HaMashiach, man. So you see, this is what they did to the apostles, man. They beat them up. They told them that, hey, stop preaching Yeshua HaMashiach. This fool was happening back then, man. But look, man, these guys, look, they suffered shame for his name, and they continue to preach that word, man. Oh, man. I think give all glory and praise and honor to the Most High. We're going to get into it today, man. Today in this lesson, man, you're going to see, and it's kind of piggybacking off my last lesson. My last lesson, I was talking about, how you had, certain people that act as a liaison to the other nations, that sold out to them. Now, in this lesson, you're going to see, a lot of the reason that these guys sold out was, one, as you already know, a lot of them were persuaded to by wicked men to go into these things. And two, they were afraid, man. They were scared. When the Greeks was rolling in, they were afraid of persecution. So they converted to these to their ways. So like in my last lesson, I was saying, when they convert to their ways, they adopt their same mindset. So you could still be doing the right thing, but in their eyes, you could receive punishment, And this is what happened with a lot of the people, man. They received gruesome punishments, even though they weren't doing anything wrong. But in their eyes, they were doing the wrong thing. They received punishments in the eyes of men, not in the eyes of the Most High. So this is what we're gonna get into today, and this is what we're gonna show you, man. Matthew chapter 23, verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city, man. City to city. So Yeshua Mashiach is saying right here, look, he's going to send unto you prophets and wise men, scribes, that's going to tell you the truth, but they're not going to want to hear it, man. And they're going to kill some of these guys, crucify them. Scourge them in the synagogues. That's AKA their churches in this modern day time. And persecute them from city to city. What does that sound like? From city to city, man. Oh, man. All right, man. We're going to get into it, man. The rise of Josephus right now. And you're going to see, the Antiochus Epiphanes, the Greek king, when he was rolling in, he was stopping them from, doing their practices of worshiping the Most High, and he was taking away a lot of the normal things that they did. And you're going to see the type of persecution that they were under. Oh, man. So let's get into it, man. So right here. And when the king had built an idol altar upon the Most High's altar, he slew swine upon it, and so offered a sacrifice, neither according to the law, nor the Jews' religious worship in that country. He also compelled them to forsake the worship which they paid their own God, and to adore those whom he took to be gods. Oh, man. And made them build temples and raise idols, altars in every city and village, and offer swine upon them every day. He also commanded them not to circumcise their sons, and threatened to punish any that should be found to have transgressed his injunction. He also appointed overseers who should compel them to do what he commanded. Oh, man. So that's pretty much like sell out niggas, man. And indeed, many Jews there were who complied with the king's commands, either voluntarily or out of fear of the penalty that was denounced. So you see that? Let me stop right there for a second. You had some that went voluntarily, like they don't care, those were the sellouts. And then you had those that pretty much converted because they were scared of the persecution. But right here, this is important. But the best men and those of the noblest souls did not regard him, but did pay a greater respect to the customs of their country than concerns as to the punishment which he threatened to the disobedient, man. So the best men, the most noblest men, didn't listen to him. This is what Josephus is writing right here. The most noblest men, the most valiant people didn't listen to him. Let's keep going. On which account they every day underwent great miseries and bitter torments, man. For they were whipped with rods. Their bodies were torn to pieces and were crucified while they were still alive and breathing. They also strangled those women and their sons whom they had circumcised, as the king has appointed, hanging their sons about their necks while they were upon crosses, as if they were, and if there were any sacred book or law found, it was destroyed, and those with whom they were found miserably perished also. Oh man. So you see that? This is what they did to them, he was stopping them from worshiping the Most High. This is what this Grecian king was doing. Oh man. And the best men and the most noblest ones did not regard him or pay any reverence to him. And you see right here, he appointed overseers, man. And who would these overseers be in this modern day time? The people that act as a liaison. That's telling them, hey, go ahead and do it. But as you can see, this was a big deal, man. So why would they just suffer death than to just listen? Why would they suffer, just go through all this bitter and gruesome torments every day, man? Great miseries and bitter torments. Then just listen, because this was a big deal. Oh man. So when you look at the scriptures, what did they want Daniel to do? They wanted him to stop worshiping the Most High, because the Most High was with him. They got jealous that he was able to interpret, the dreams of I think it was Nebuchadnezzar, and they threw him in the lion's den for that. They wanted him to stop worshiping the Most High. Like I said before in my videos, it's a consistent theme about worship. If it wasn't for the Most High interceding on Daniel's behalf, those lions would have ate him up. They would have killed him. What did they do with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they wanted them to bow down when that music started playing and worship that statue, and they didn't do it? They threw them in the fire. These were gruesome punishments, but if it wasn't for the Most High interceding on their behalf, they would have been dead. Oh man. This was not a light thing. This was a big deal, man. And the most noblest people did not do it. These are the most highest valiant men. Look, when you look at the scriptures, you look at the people that have books after them. These were the gold standards that they were showing you. Yeshua HaMashiach himself, he suffered bitter and gruesome torments, man. Oh man, these were the nobles and the most valiant men. This is what they're not going to show you this in the church. They're going to keep preaching prosperity to you, but they're not showing you this. Oh man. When you look at the Maccabees, the 7 brethren and their mother, they stood 10 toes down. All those guys died, because they wanted them to sell out, and they didn't do it. When you look at Eleazar in the Maccabees, they just wanted him to eat a piece of pork, aka if they wanted him to sell out. Pretty much, he didn't do it. An old man in his age, he said, "Go ahead and just kill me." These were the most valiant warriors, valiant people, man. Like the scripture said, these were the best men and the noblest souls. Didn't regard them, because this was a big deal. Now, this is why I say, the mark of the beast is not about a microchip. Because when you look here, this is similar. What he's doing right here is similar to what the book of Revelation is talking about. They're forcing you to worship their gods. And you got people nowadays, they do it willingly. Voluntarily they do it. So this is why I said, look, man, it's not a chip. People already have this mark. Because throughout the scriptures, like I said, it's a consistent theme of them wanting you to stop worshiping the Most High. So this is what he's doing right here is similar to what Revelations talk about. And this is before this is before John even wrote anything. Oh man. All the apostles, man, they suffered bitter and gruesome torments, man. They underwent great miseries, man. And these were the most noble ones, man. Oh, man, it's similar to what they're doing today. And I look at this and I say, damn, man, if I was back in that time, I probably would have been somebody being whipped, man. Because look at what they're doing now. And you see, he had overseers, man. Overseers. That's sold out to them. That's gonna do their will. He appointed overseers who should compel him to do what he commanded. Oh man. Oh man. He forsake them to worship their God, man, and to adore the gods that he wanted them to, man. Oh man. Let's go to Hebrews, man. And you're gonna see how this connects in Hebrews 11, man. Hebrews chapter 11, 35 through 40. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, man, not accepting deliverance that they might obtain a better resurrection. So they could have sold out, but they didn't. And others had trials of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, bonds of imprisonment. They were stoned. They were sawn asunder. They were tempted. They were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented, man, whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains, in dens and in caves of the earth. All these having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise. The Most High having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. These weren't perfect people, but they knew better, man. And you see right there in verse 35, it said, look, they could have sold out, but they said they didn't accept deliverance, man. These were the most noblest ones that went through all these bitter and gruesome torments every day, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented. But what it says right there in verse 39, they obtained a good report, man. They obtained a good report, Oh, man. So back then, you had a lot of people back then was probably, despising them, talking about they're not listening, But in the eyes of the Most High, man, these people they have a good report, man. For the things that they went through here on this earth, man. It talks about in the wisdom of Solomon too. They're gonna look at these guys, and they're gonna exit the world in a horrible way. They did horrible things to them while they were here on this earth all these years, man. And they're gonna be wagging their head like, oh man, let's stay away from this guy. Oh man, But these guys obtained a good report, man. Oh man, they went through horrible things. Oh man, but they obtained a good report, man. So this is what happened to a lot of them, man. Trials of cruel mockings and scourgings, man. Imprisonments. These people were destitute, afflicted, and tormented. Look at the story of the rich man and Lazarus, man. What type of life did he live? But where did Lazarus go when he took his final breath? I did a video on that. Oh, man. Lazarus was afflicted and tormented in his life, man. Oh, man. So you see, these guys that sold out, they were afraid of what would happen to them if they didn't listen. And they're empowered by, the other nations. Like he said, they have overseers set up, and these guys, the things that they're doing to you is what would be done to them. This is what would be done to them. But because they're sold out to them, they pick up the torch and they'll do it to you, and because they're really afraid of what will happen to them if they don't listen, and you become, you become the bad guy, but really what would happen, if they wasn't sold out to them, this is what they would be doing to them. And like the scripture says, man, another gold standard, Moses. The scripture says, he chose to suffer affliction than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. These were the gold standards in the scriptures that you read about. They underwent great miseries, man, and bitter torments. You know. Oh man, this is a short little lesson I had to do, man. You know. You know. So Revelation 2:9, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now listen to what I'm saying carefully right here. If this is if John already wrote this and this is set in stone, you know, this is pretty much the Zionists that's talking about. What mark would they have? You know, they don't got no microchip on them. They don't got no chip in their hand. They telling you right here that they are of the synagogue of Satan. What mark would they have upon their forehead? If they're not worshiping the Most High. Listen to what I'm saying. What mark would they already have? These are the people that you guys are selling out to. You know? These are the people that that make you apologize every time you say something about them. You know, you can't say you a Hebrew. You gotta apologize to this, that, and the third. You know, they make a big deal about it. What mark? This is already established. What John has written. What mark would they have upon their heads? Think about what I'm saying. This is already set in stone. It's not a microchip. Throughout the scriptures, people already have this mark. Right today, people already have this mark. They're making you willingly sell out, you know, in lodges to get the things that they have. What mark would they already have upon their head if if they're established as a synagogue of Satan? Like I said, man, people already have it, man. You know, and it showed you that in the scriptures. What Antiochus Epiphanes did is similar to what is they talk about in Revelations. But you see, many people voluntarily went and out of fear, you know. Oh man. But the best and the noblest souls underwent great miseries and bitter torments to the end, man. They endured till the end, like the scripture says, man. So all praises to the Most High, man. You know, they obtained a good report, man. Oh man.